Dear Your Holiness, I am writing to you because His Holiness John Paul II wrote in his catechism that astrology should not be practiced. However, I am writing to ask you to see astrology in a different light, because astrology and religion are on the same page. We are in agreement that the kingdom of heaven is within. So I use the terminology of the kingdom of heaven is within because it is descriptive of the way I connect with my most divine perception. To me, all thoughts, feelings, visions are all part of the manifestation of things, which, incidentally, astrology is also part of the manifestation of things. But when I die, the manifestation of things mean nothing. So God, if God is before and beyond the manifestation of things, as is inferred in the Bible as God created things, then the only place I can conceptually and experimentally separate things from God is within. Though of course I cannot really separate the sense of divine from thoughts, feelings, etc., but I can at least see thoughts and feelings, etc., as a representation of the manifestation of all things, and recognize that there is a manifestation of things. And how that manifestation of things appears leads me to the realization that there is also a non-manifestation of things, and of course you can only perceive this yourself from within. And anyway, I use kingdom of heaven as a kind of shortcut to not get bogged down in theosophy, because my message is that astrology is part of the manifestation of things and can be perceived when you know when to look, what to look for, and where to look. So then I continued with the letter. I have included my book, Cosmic Journal, for you to see for yourself how we are linked to the planets. I'm not saying I know how it works, just that it does work. Science will eventually find the mechanisms. But for now, if we can each see for ourselves if we are affected by the planets at specific times and in specific ways, we can each prove that the planets affect us, and then science can take up the mantle. And this takes nothing away from God, as God created the heaven and stars. Astrology takes us within. It does not separate us from God. Astrology does not contradict the honor, respect, and loving fear that we owe to God alone. This is what John Paul II said was bad about astrology: divination and demonism. Now, naturally, I wouldn't expect the church to consider demonism. I wouldn't know where to start. And divination is a little problematic too. But really, divination, as in tarot and I Ching, doesn't disrespect God. Like anything, it depends how you use it. How can a turn of cards dismiss God's presence when a turn of cards is focusing on the seed of the moment? And the moment is the only place God could be. The past and the future do not exist. There is nothing to divine when the seed of the moment is only likely to grow, and you might not want to nourish that seed, or you might, but I do not feel strong enough or wise enough to fight for diviners to be acknowledged as good people with the spirit of love governing their words as well. Though it is obvious that not all carpenters are Christian. Instead, I want to focus on astrology being a practice that can be considered as an individual, personal, scientific investigation. I think it is important, this is the letter again. I think it is important in our times to encourage each other to go within. I feel it is a modern day loss that everything that is sacred, divine, and connected with the true mystery is regarded as separate from our ordinary world. And yet, ironically, our time offers the greatest opportunity since time was recorded for the global realization of our unity. The global realization of our unity. I didn't want to embellish this point and distract from the message that astrology isn't bad. It is necessary to investigate because we should know how the manifestation of things interconnect. But it is a fundamental vision of revelations and in Buddhism that one day everyone will know the loving peace of the true mystery, and life on earth will be supported by values that accord to a deeper truth. Personally, I totally believe that a time of peace all over the earth will come. So to finish the letter, I said, I appeal to you, Your Holiness, to recognize that the serious and beautiful practice of astrology does not separate us from God, but unites us in a mystery with a further mystery. A mystery with a further mystery. Because astrology is a mystery, how it works, but it is part of the manifestation of things. So eventually it'll be confirmed. But what is really lush is that, let's say you too confirmed astrology to yourself. I'm talking to you, dear listener. I didn't write this to the Pope. If the planets affect us as astrologers say they do, then God, or whatever you believe in, who set the planets in motion, this is why astrology is not separate from God, the cycling movements and instigations of the planets suggest a bigger plan. Yes. Isn't that lush? So, I appeal to you, Your Holiness, to recognize serious and does not separate that, but unites us in a mystery with a further mystery, and therefore astrology should not be demonized. Will you please remove the word astrology from the Catechism, Part 3, Section 2, Article 1, semicolon 2116. With every good wish to Your Holiness, yours sincerely.